السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. This is Arabic live Q&A which we used to do. So, any questions or anything, because learning Arabic is kind of a lonely journey. So maybe you can join live here and ask questions, inshallah ta'ala. So we will wait for if anybody joins, inshallah. Walaikum assalam, long time no see. Barakallahu feek. Barakallahu feek. Walaikum assalam, Allah barakatuh. Kashif, and my name's also Kashif. Barakallahu feek. Alhamdulillah. I had my exams, so we are done with the exams. Alhamdulillah. Just joined, don't know much. Yeah. If you don't know much, you should start with Madina Books, Madina Book 1, like I keep saying, inshallah. هذا ذلك هذا كتاب. وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. بارك الله فيك. Madina Books should be the goal for those who are starting out. I've completed book 1 already with some of the school. Barakallah feek. Book 2, yes. Inshallah. Book 2 has almost 30 to 40% of the language, especially 3-letter verbs, weak verbs and all that. I have studied basic grammar, want to read high-level books like Tafsir Jalalain and early scholar books. Any guidance? I would say start with Tafsir Muyassar instead of Jalalain. Tafsir al-Muyassar is just a rephrase of the verses of the Quran, of the ayat of the Quran. You should start with, because Jalalain, what he does is, I have Jalalain, wait. Jalalain, what he does is, both of them, what they do is, they bring grammar in the starting itself. So it becomes very difficult if you don't know balagha, right? And like, for example, he says, for la raiba fihi wa jumlatun nafi khabarun mubtada'uhu dhalik. So you'll not understand, especially if you don't understand, like, where's the mubtada, where's the khabar. So starting with Jalalain, I find it very, you should have some knowledge of, i'rab. And then it says, وَقُلْنَا يَا أَدُمْ أَسْكُنْ أَنْتَ تَأْكِيدٌ لِلضَّمِيرِ الْمُسْتَتِرِ لِيَعْطِفْ عَلَيْهِ. So before this, I would suggest, if you're doing Jalalain, do Tafsir al-Muyassar. Tafsir al-Muyassar, it's so nice. This is my, yeah, here it is. It comes in the Mus'haf form, Tafsir al-Muyassar. And you have the whole Mus'haf here. And then they just rephrase the ayat of the Quran. So it's so nice, and you can test yourself without harakat also. Tafsir al-Muyassar. For example, just rephrase it. Subhanallah. They give you a lot of, and if you're able to read Tafsir al-Muyassar, that means your level has increased. For example, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alam. Or let's do other words. وَمَكَرُوا وَمَكَرَ اللَّهُ, for example. Allahu khairul makirin, ayah number 54. So he says, وَمَكَرَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا مِنْ بَنِي إِسْرَائِيلَ بِعِيسَى عَلَيْهِ السَّلَامِ بِأَنْ وَكَّلُوا بِهِ مَنْ يَقْتُلُهُ غِيلَةً. So if you're able to read this without harakat, that means, your level has increased. And it's very simple. They use simple vocabulary and simple stuff. Tafsir al-Muyassar should be done before Jalalain, if you want to do, in my view, Allahu Alam. Because Jalalain, he goes into balagha, he goes into i'rab. If you want to skip that, yeah, fine. If you want to skip Jalalain's this thing, fine. Barakallahu feek, Barakallahu feek. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How many words do you know? MashaAllah. I think you should do a lot of reading of beginner books. Yeah, read Qisasun Nabiyin before you begin. Especially, at least the first four volumes. Graded reading. It has graded reading. No? Now, can you please write the name here so I can buy? Can someone write Tafsir al Muyassar? Tafsir al Muyassar. Wait, let me type it. Tafsir. My view, first tafsir should be Tafsir al Muyassar. Allah. It's very simple. Please recommend a good dictionary for Arabic to improve vocabulary. English dictionary. Arabic to English. Obviously, Arabic to English is handswear, but it gives you a lot of meanings. You should do Mawrid. What I think, Mawrid has good for increasing vocabs. Arabic to English. Al Mawrid dictionary. But dictionaries, it's for advanced students, I would say. You know, you've done Madina books, you've done these basic books, you've done such books. Then you should go for dictionaries because Walaikum assalam, it takes time for you to just search words, get used to root words. I doubt you want to read translate and because yes, Jalalain has Aqidah mistakes and other things. That's why you should start with Tafsir al Muyassar. Jalalain shouldn't also, I don't know, Muyassar should be the goal. Muyassar, if you are able to read, it's like so wonderful. You understand. So any words in the Quran, any ayat in the Quran, you should be able to understand the basic meaning to do Tafsir al Muyassar. See, such huge, I found such huge somewhere. In Haram, they give all the Musafs have this. I mean, they have in the Musaf sections. The Musaf. You don't know how to do the root words. First, finish Madina Books. Yes. Madina Books should be done before any dictionaries. Yes. Where is the link? I want to join. Which link? There's no link here. I call you on Discord. I think I have tips for people. No tips. Yeah. 1 second. How can we do that? I mean, I don't have Discord and all that. I used to have, but I don't know. I'm not so tech savvy in those things in Discord, Gen Z things. I want to follow you, Albib, and they go to teach the new version. Where in my place they have the older version. Can I use it? I don't know how much. It looks the same. Maybe someday I should teach older version also. Inshallah. But there's some additions. Somebody can tell if they've done both the books. They can answer this question. I've heard that the extra text they've made it into a 4th volume, but I'm not sure because I have tips for the people. Are you teaching Arabic grammar? Are you teaching Arabic grammar? We have done Madina books. We are doing Ajrumiya in Urdu language. Once I finish that, inshallah. We are doing Hidayat now in English as of now. Hidayat now is also a good book, basic book. Yeah. I mean, to set up an audio thing is difficult for me, I guess, as of now, because this chat, you can speak to me, but to speak to the people will be a difficult. I should join to Streamlabs for that, for you to join, because this is just one way as of now. Maybe someday when I join Streamlabs, inshallah, Streamlabs live, maybe inshallah you could join. Because I'm doing this through Streamlabs. You should do it through the other thing, because sharing audio and stuff will be difficult. How do you go about Arabic vocab in your process of learning Arabic? Did you memorize them or just did reading? I just did reading, listening. I've heard from one of my friends that he learned a language just by reading multiple times. You see, just by reading multiple times, because if that vocabulary is important, it will repeat. So, because I hate sitting down and memorizing vocabs, and alhamdulillah, that has worked out for me. Just keep reading, increase your, reading frequency. Inshallah. Because I used to cry, not cry, but be sad a lot. Just Surah Al-Baqarah, for example, the vocabulary of Surah Al-Baqarah seemed so hard. I was like, how will I remember? Sa'iqa and whatnot, and subhanAllah. But multiple readings and all that. And start with the Quran. Obviously, vocabulary should begin with the Quran. And yeah. So, with multiple reading, inshallah, one day it'll click for you, inshallah. How do you have the motivation to go and repeat them in a different language? It's not motivation. I just, I don't force myself to do anything. You see, if my schedule of my uploads and stuff, they're not on time. So I do it on my pace. I try to do it properly, and I can't do like multiple recordings in one day. I have to do just one recording per day. So you see, or two maybe max. Even though people might watch it or might not watch it, but yeah. So I take it slow. I take it easy. I take it with the flow. That's how you should do it. If you put a goal that, okay, like for example, today I did Sahih Bukhari. And so many people ask me, when will you finish Sahih Bukhari? You're just in Kitabul Janaza. I'm like, I don't want to finish. Let it take its time. I want to do how much ever I can, inshallah. Even if you pass away without finishing the book, it's fine. Yeah. So enjoy the journey, I would say. Enjoy the journey. Don't fix goals. And alhamdulillah, once you're 30, you should not have goals as such, huge goals. I mean, alhamdulillah, if you're in your teens, yeah, you should do it quickly because, the earlier the better, the younger the better you are. But once you are, settled, alhamdulillah, you're married, you have kids and stuff, do it on your pace, I would say. Because people who hurry a lot and they are doing like that, they become tired so quickly. Like we see students of Madaris and other people, they study for 4 years. And after that, they don't want to touch an Arabic book for their whole life. They're so tired because they're so strenuous and there's so much hard work they did in their schooling days. I mean, their madrasa days. And they're coming back from Madina and all that. And they're like, they don't want to read anything. So don't be tired. Go, take it slow. Take your time. I give, there's a small masjid here. They want me to give lectures for 1 hour, 1.5 hours. I'm like, that's not me. I cannot give that. 25 minutes, 30 minutes, even I'm done. And people also like it. SubhanAllah, what's the point of giving large lectures? And I cannot mince words or make words. Barakallah feek. So keep going, inshallah. Don't tire yourself out. It's a marathon, not a 100-meter run where you have to, it's that's the part of life. Keep going, and someday it will come, inshallah. It's not that it won't come. Arabic is like that. So yeah, I feel as if a large people are trying to self-study Arabic don't know where to start and how to study and make up any mistakes, eventually quit. Yes, true. That's why we are trying to make a path, like start with Madina Books and then go to other books. Don't do any other book. Right? Because that's the way we've learned the Arabic, whichever book. Should I read all of Sheikh Nuthaymin to gain book? Yes. Start with Sheikh Nuthaymin's books. Yes, that's the golden advice anyone could give. Like for example, here, start with this book. Inshallah, someday I plan to start. Simple book, Shah Salasatul Usul. Simple book. First book you should start in your seeking of knowledge. And Sheikh Nuthaymin Shara is very nice, very simple words. Yeah, he explains everything. So Sheikh Nuthaymin's books you should start. And one more thing is authenticity of the hadith also. Sheikh Nuthaymin, he says, like Kitab Tawheed you go, he says this hadith is weak, this hadith is authentic. That helps you a lot. Everyone should read, start with his books. Sheikh Nuthaymin's books. Start. So After you start that, to start with Arba'in an-Nawawiyya of Sheikh Ibn Uthaymin Sharh. Very nice. Someday we should start on the channel, but here it is. Yeah, this is the Sharh. Arba'in, 40 hadith. Thick, but yeah. I mean, he gives very simple, but he goes into a little bit grammar. That's his style, you know. But the vocabs are very easy. Very easy. All of his books are like that. Yeah. All of his are his books, by the way. You go to Kitab Tawheed and other books. Should I read? Yeah. Finish the books of author of Madina Books, yeah. Can you tell Al Lisan brother to continue series of Madina also? Yeah, I know. He stopped, right? His Benedict, subhanAllah. I mean, that's what happens, subhanAllah. I mean, those people are like specialists and experts in these lines. Offline, they are so busy, they don't have time for online studies. And I cannot tell him, I don't know him. Yeah. That's why we come in, where we are intermediate people who are not known out offline, so we can do online stuff. Alhamdulillah. It was very nice, no? He used to do it in Arabic, and I've watched many of his videos for volume 4, and he stopped, subhanAllah. There are around 1700 unique words across 3 Madina books. Yeah, sure, alhamdulillah, yeah. People should start with those words. Yeah, inshallah. You need a lot more if you want to read books on your own. That's why you do the books of V. Abdul Rahim. Madina side books, yes, inshallah. Yeah, inshallah. Someday we should do. I'm doing it in Urdu as of now. Madina book 1 side books are going on. Inshallah, once I finish that, I'll start with English also, inshallah. I know there's a lot of people who, when they start, they expect to be able to read Qayyim. No. Ibn al-Qayyim's books and all that, no. SubhanAllah. No, even I cannot read, without a dictionary. Right? See, everybody has to realize everything has levels. There's a qaida also, no? In qawaid al-fiqhiyya. Man ista'jala fi shay'in qabla awanihi. Who does ista'jal? It's something like this. Qabla awanihi. Who hastens to do something before its time. Qudima. Something like that. Let me search. Forgot. Qawaid al-fiqhiyya. One of the sheikhs told me you should memorize Qawaid al-fiqhiyya, so I started it, but man ista'jala shay'an qabla awani uqiba bi hirmanihi. Yeah, he will be punished with its he'll lose it. So you never bite. What's that? Bite more than you can chew. So uqiba bi hirmanihi. So you can never go and skip your levels. Oh, I'll just read big books and go ahead and do that. No, go slowly, take your time, finish your basic books, and then move on. It's what the Sheikh intended you to do. Yeah, Assalamu alaikum. Yeah, the side books. Yeah, side books are important. كم تفهم من هذا الشيخ صالح العثيمين؟ أفهم كثيرا، نعم. ويتكلم بسهل يعني جدا. لغته سهلة جدا لأنه مدرس، نعم. يدرس مثل 40 سنة. نعم. How do I constantly stay consistent have expression? And then I suddenly say, stay consistent by lowering your aspirations. I would say, subhanAllah, have high aspirations, then you do it for 2 days. What's the point? Lower your aspirations and say, okay, I'm going to do 2 hours every week. Start from that. You need to train yourself. From what are my experiences, I know one brother, he says, I want to memorize every, 1 page a day. But he's not able to do 1 page a week. So I'm like, lower your aspirations. But he said, well, that's how I work. If I say I want to do 1 page a week, 1 page a day, I'll be able to do 1 page a week. I'm like, fine, but, And so he has such high aspiration. I'll do 1 page a week, and these many days I'll become a hafiz. It's just memorize 1 juz as of now. Juz amma. And that too, he took almost a year. He's busy, he's very busy. But he's trying, inshallah. And then he says, I want to do 1 page a week. I'm like, first you need to train yourself to do 1 page, 1 page every 3 days, or 1 page. 1 page means one side, not page, one side, one wajh. So have high aspirations, but don't be deluded. Don't be in a delusion. And now he's not able to do even that 1 page. Right? So high aspirations is good. Himam is good, but be practical also. I would say. I mean, I'm a practical person, so start slowly so that you don't burn out. You don't burn out, inshallah. Start with small goals, okay? Right? Like you're learning tajweed and you want to become a hafiz. I mean, yeah, sure, you can be, but focus on the tajweed first. Make your tajweed good. You're not able to read 1 page properly. Like you're in the kindergarten, you're thinking about doing PhDs. I mean, yeah, sure, have that goal. Yeah, fine, but focus on your kindergarten or your primary school. Subhanallah. I mean, yeah. So that's why your goal should be something practical. I would say, okay, don't think about the future. Think about, okay, this is the lesson I'm doing, lesson 20 of Madina Book 2. Focus on that, and this page I'm going to focus on. Don't let past and the future, distract you from that page. That's what I would say. To be consistent is don't think too much. Just do it. Oh, I mean, just logo, but yeah. Subhanallah. If you just do the raw Madina Books to channel reality, then of course they will struggle with difficult books. Yes, that's true. Now, he's saying you have to do side books also. They'll struggle, yes. But I always go, what is the minimum required thing for a person to do? Minimum is do the 3 books and then go to the Quran. Inshallah, you'll find it benefit. Right? If I say you have to do 20 books, they'll be like, I don't want to do 1 book also. So, yes, maximum you should do all the 20 side books along with the side books. Yes, sure, of course. Like Al-Bay bin Edek, people take it so, not so seriously, that I want to do Al-Bay bin Edek, all the 4 volumes. You don't realize how much there is in all the 4 volumes. I've not even finished recording all of the classes till now. There's so much. It's like an ocean. You need 4 years to do that. Online watching videos. It's a lot. People just take names of the books. Oh, I'll do this. And then, but those are not names. When you actually properly do a book, such a simple book could also take you a long time. It'll take you 6 months, 3 months, like Salasatul Usul. Okay, for example, what does this word mean? If you're really serious about any book, what does this word mean? What does tawakkul mean? What does actually, what is ibadah? What is Islam, for example? What does la ilaha illallah mean? And that will take you a long time to actually understand it. So, instead of doing a lot, many books, do 1 book properly and then move on to the next book. That's how you make a base for yourself. I don't agree with it. Just saying people that are hasty to reach high level Arabic books. People that are hasty. Yeah. People, no need to be hasty, inshallah. I mean, see, anyways, we are not doing it full time. We are not full time students, or we are not like who have actually went to a college and graduated themselves, from Madina or from some madaris and all that. No. That's why my channel's name is Arabic Enthusiasts. We are enthusiastic about the language. We are outside people, right? We've done it through online ways and sources. So let's take it easy. Let's not hasten ourselves. Inshallah. Stop chasing the dunya if that's coming to the way of studying. Yeah. Dunya, yeah. Zuhud. How do I build up vocabularies without getting bored? Yeah. Watching movies when they speak fast and reading books also gets tiring when the new words are too much to consume. Yeah. For that, you should read 1 book multiple times. Right? My suggestion is, for example, Madina Books, you should be good at Madina book vocabulary, fairly well. Because what we do is, I don't want to repeat it again, so we skip and go to another book. Of this book, for example, do this book, fairly well. That means at least it should not be like, what's he talking about? It should not be like that, and then you move on. So ultimately, what I would suggest is every page should have at least, it should not be like 80% are new words, right? If this page, all the 80% words are new words for you, that means you are not ready for this book. It should be maybe 20-30% new words. Like if I start reading Ibn al-Qayyim, for example, it'll be 50-60 new words for me. Because he goes into poetry and all that. That means I'm not ready for his books. Do I have any of his books? I just bought one. So where I kept it. For example, this is Imam Shawkani's book. He writes so eloquently. I just bought one of his books and I was like, he's not for me. He wants us to become an encyclopedia. My level is not his level. Kind of, the Arabic is, it's very hard, at least for me. So I was like, okay, I'm not ready for his books, Imam Shawkani. Like Nailul Awtar, if I want to buy Nailul Awtar, you could see Nailul Awtar, but I'm not ready for that. Subhanallah. So you should test yourself, like, am I actually, I read this book, I tried to get the whole meaning of it, that he's against taqleed and all that, yes. This is Adab al-Talab or Muntah al-Arab. But the Arabic is so you should be ready. I mean, you should know how much. Jawzi also, his Arabic is also difficult. So the more classical you go, the more difficult Arabic becomes. So yeah, so you should know. So how do you build a vocabulary? Try to read one book multiple times is my suggestion. So try it with the Quran, I would say. If you are getting the Quran, the barakah of the Quran is the vocabulary of the Quran. Now, like Tafsir al-Muyassar, you should be able to have the Quran and you should be able to rephrase the words of ayat also. So you should be able to read this book. This is such a basic book, I would say. The vocabulary here is so simple. It's for ammatun nas. If you're not able to read this, then that means you're not ready to move on to the next book. If any page, if you just open, you should be able to read it. They don't use any difficult words. They just they use the same words as the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and then they use synonyms here and there. I find interesting. Sorry, I lost Ustaz's tips on reading without harakat. I stay on the word for a long time and spend time finding out a verb, its form one, and helps. Without harakat is also a challenge. Yeah, that's true. Again, I would say, if you're able to read the Quran without harakat, then you can move on to any other book. Everything comes back to the Quran, subhanallah. The more you memorize the Quran, the more you stick to the Quran. I found in my journey, I thought I'd never learn Arabic, but the Quran, with the tafseers of the Quran and this thing, if you're able to read any ayah of the Quran without tashkil, like وَمَا مَنَعَ النَّاسَ أَن يُؤْمِنُوا إِذْ جَاءَهُمُ الْهُدَى إِلَّا أَن قَالُوا أَبَعَثَ اللَّهُ بَشَرًا رَسُولًا. If you're able to read this without, harakat, I don't know if you get Quran بغير harakat, a PDF or something. I don't know. I'm not sure. Al-Quran bidun harakat. Tashkil. Yeah, they have websites. Yeah, they have websites. Al-Quran bidun tashkil. If you find, you'll get Mushaf bidun tashkil. So if you're able to read that, I mean, just a suggestion, yeah. Because you can easily check it up, no? Oh, yeah, you can find PDFs also, I think. But I found a website, for example, Mushaf bidun tashkil. Without tashkil, if you are able to read the Quran, then, or Tafsir Muyassar, for example, maybe not the Quran. Let's not do it with the Quran. Maybe if you don't want to do it with the Tafsir Muyassar. Yeah, naam. Struggle with memorizing and they haven't tried, but brute forcing it. You're not studying full time. You're not being exposed to Arabic except in a few hours you spend studying. Yeah, so that's why I use Anki to memorize vocabulary flashcards. Yeah, and try to do however is possible. I personally have never sat down and memorized or used flashcards or whatever. It's just brute force, like you said. That's what I did. right, to increase my vocabulary. Every time I forget a verb, I learned this word, I forgot, I look in the dictionary again, okay, this is the meaning, I try to remember it, go on. If it comes again, I search for again. Just don't get tired of searching the dictionary, right? That's what I did. And someday it'll click, someday those words will stick. How many vocabs do you have in Anki? If you don't decide fast, you will quit and never learn Arabic. Where can I learn Egyptian Arabic? Let me know. Arham, let me know also, how do we learn Egyptian Arabic? If anybody has a way, a way which works, we'll also learn, inshallah. Have around, so you can either spend, because I need something to actually, learn through a way, so that I can tell you. I cannot just recommend anything. Would you be able to share? Okay. Yeah. Is that book named Tafsirul Muyassar? Yes. Yes, Tafsirul Muyassar. We should start on this channel also someday, maybe. Yeah, inshallah. But I just have so many books, finishing. Maybe. Yeah. I'm just not regular. If I'm regular with my walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Anki tries to show harder. What's the website used to find specific Quranic words? What was the purpose in the center, like Mubtada, Khabar? It's called tafsir.app. If you want to do Arab, but you should know basic Arabic for that. If you just want to do Mubtada, Khabar and stuff, then maybe you can use Corpus, I guess. Corpus also has basic Arab. Corpus.quran.com. Corpus, C-O-R-P-U-S. Like it shows through arrows. I don't know if English or any other website has Arab, but this website shows, like Maliki Yawmiddin, it shows that this is syntax Arab of the words. They call it dependency graph if you go on the website. Yeah, and they write Majur, Badal, Mudaf, Mudaf ilayh. If anybody else knows any other website, I just know this website in English, corpus.quran.com, and there's this dependency graph. Yeah. كل ما عليك فعله بين يديك باللغة العربية. هذه طريقة المصرية. نعم، هكذا أصبحت أتقنها. نعم، باللغة العربية صعب جدا، أليس كذلك؟ What's the website you used to find? Yeah, that's it. Start science that somebody has to go to understand. Poetry is something. Yeah, poetry is very. I don't touch poetry. Subhanallah. We should start someday. It's called Arud, I believe. Al Arud wal Qawafi. I tried dabbling in it. It's very difficult, and I was like, I'm not ready for it now. Arud. Ilmul Arud wal Qawafi. I have no idea about it. There's so many things going on in that, and maybe I need a good teacher for that. But someday, inshallah, poetry, become fluent before going to poetry. Yeah, sure. But poetry is. We should start with Sabah Muallaqat. Maybe I've heard some people said if you want to go into poetry, start with that, but it takes time, long time. I'll start with balagha, I would say. Balaghatul Wadiha. Where is it, Balaghatul Wadiha? Nahwul Wadih. The same authors have written Balaghatul Wadiha. And they have exercises in poetry. Yeah. So you should start with that book, Al Balaghatul Wadiha. I've done that book, but not fully exercises. So there's a lot of poetry, a lot of vocabs in this thing. And they give examples for that in balagha. I have that book. I put it somewhere. Balaghatul. Yeah, that is. Yeah. Al Balaghatul Wadiha. Yeah. This is the book which will probably it will introduce balagha also. But they have you see this poetry. So you have to sit and understand what's he talking about. لا تنكروا دربي له من دونه مثلا شذوذا في النداء والباس فالله قد ضرب الأقل لنوره مثلا من المشكاة والنبراس. Now you have to find out what is this bas is talking about. So شذوذ سائرا والنداء الكرم الباس الشجاع والقوة. So la tunkidu darbi, don't neglect my hit maybe. Lahu min duni, apart from it. Mathalan sharudan, it's like everything in generous. So it's talking about something war or something. So yeah. But before this book, you should do Durusul Balagha. That's what I've started with. Balagha, which I've started with. This is if you want to start Balagha. You started with this book in Urdu, and someday we'll reach in English maybe. I've reached with Ilm al-Ma'ani. Started with, Amr and Nahi and those. Sorry, what? Tafsir Saadi is good for basic intermediate learning. Tafsir Saadi, I've seen various people recommending it, but don't be fooled thinking it's a short tafsir. No. Tafsir Saadi is a medium tafsir. He goes into a long detail. So before that, you should do Tafsir al-Muyassar. Tafsir Saadi is intermediate. Yes, it's not really beginner level. And even I was, in that thing, and I bought it. This was among the first books I bought. Tafsir Saadi. It has come into 10 volumes in English. Don't get, it's just this much. No. Yeah. Look at how much he writes. Oh, my pen also fell. I stopped at Surah Al-Baqarah. For each ayah, he writes. See? This much. Look at the font size which I bought. It's just 1 volume. But better to buy in 4 volumes, I've also have heard. Because it's bigger and easier to read. So, yeah. I mean, it's easier to take names. But when you actually sit down and read, subhanAllah, it's a lot. And you need to reach a certain level. Intermediate books, yes. Intermediate. But not, I don't know, real beginner book. Maybe for people who have good understanding of Arabic. Maybe yes. Taysirul Kareem al-Rahman fi Tafsir Kalam al-Mannan. Inshallah, someday we should do Tafsir al-Muyassar and then we'll come to this. Then we'll come to Tafsir Saadi. Yes, this is a second level book. And then we'll go to Baghawi, I believe. But I don't know. Tafsir Saadi. You will also go through what it is called, Al-Balaghatul Wadi'a. You will also go through some poetry in Madina book, Imam Ibn Saud books. Yes, we should start Imam Ibn Saud books. Yes, inshallah. I've on the channel also, we've been doing Abi Benedek. Once we finish that, inshallah, we'll start Ibn Saud books. Corpus has good frequency distribution list. Yes. Frequency, like, you want to learn vocabulary, go to Quran dictionary on this website, and then according to frequency, you can learn the vocabulary. Like how many times, this has come. It's called what? Verb concordance. Yeah, it's called verb concordance for verbs. Like qala has come 1618 times. So you learn qala and all its conjugation first. Because if you learn qala, you've almost learned 1600 words. Then kana, for example. He was, he is. Then amana, it has come 537. All these verbs, if you just master maybe at least 20, 30, you're almost mastering 2000 words in the Quran. All its conjugation, by the way, not just qala. It's just qala, qalu, qalat, like that. You need to study poetry for the Quran. Scholars memorize Jahiliya poetry because it's the highest level of Arabic. Yeah, sure. But that's highest level, memorizing poetry and learning Jahiliya poetry. And I mean, you need to study poetry as, I don't know. Yes, you must start Tafsir Muyassar, inshallah, someday. Yeah, inshallah. There's so many books I want to start, but inshallah. How much did you do from Zad Academy? How much did you improve? Very. I did all 2 years. I did 2 years, yes. First semester was very difficult for me. I was like, talking, but alhamdulillah, second, third, I started understanding. It increased my listening comprehension more. Because I had to watch all those videos they've recorded, Zad Academy, all the subjects, 7 subjects they have, I think, first semester. Yeah, so that helps you in your listening comprehension. So alhamdulillah, even at 1.5 speed or 2 speed, I could, alhamdulillah, that we improve. Yeah, we improve. We think we are not improving, but if we keep going at it, alhamdulillah, we improve. Now it's very easy for me. Zad Academy's books and all that has become very easy. Learn basic balagha in Imam South book level 4. It was pretty difficult. Yeah. I know. Balagha. It took me long time to actually find a good book for balagha. I actually started with Balaghatul Wadiha and I was like, this is not for me. What are they talking about? And then Durusul Balagha helped me to actually understand, subhanAllah. And because maybe I've done Balaghatul Wadiha, Durusul Balagha, I was like, yes, this is the book I should introduce first. And this is the book everyone should start. Durusul Balagha, not Balaghatul Wadiha. Balaghatul Wadiha, they start with Ilmul Badi'. They start with Ilmul Bayan. Who starts with Ilmul Bayan? Tashbih, Mushabba bihi and all these things. Everyone should start with Ilmul Maani because Ilmul Maani is more easier to understand. It's more enjoyable. Yeah, inshallah. When we reach in English, you'll find out. But Ilmul Maani is more enjoyable. Not Ilmul Bayan. Ilmul Bayan is more technical. I'm fluent. People to practice the algebra converse? No, I don't have a platform. We had Discord, but nobody was joining. Nobody was having it. So even I've not, I've deleted everything on that. I'm fluent in Arabic. Some family member asked me to translate. He said, learn it again. And he said, learn it again. SubhanAllah. Yeah, poetry, yes. Translation of poetry. That is the problem, no? Once you say I'm learning Arabic on something, they'll send you random video clips. They'll send you random poetry and say, translate it. See, learning a language is different. Translation is a different job. Translation is a higher level required. You need to be good in both languages. Like something I can understand, but I may not be able to translate. Right? Your family members and others keep sending you some random Arabic. Please, can you translate? And I had to say, man, these are difficult Arabic. They'll send me some nasheed or something. Please translate this. I want to put it on my channel. I'm like, I'm not a translator. It takes a lot of mental energy to translate also. That's why you see, even in my classes, after half an hour, I'm done. Like if I translate on my own, I'm done. I'm like, my brain will explode. I've got the 4 volumes of Tafsir, much better for the eyes. Yes, 4 volumes, yes. Tafsir Sadi, yes. Sheikh V. Abdul Rahim taught himself Arabic. These books are for English speakers that are teaching themselves Arabic. Yes, his books, yeah. لِغَيْرِ نَاطِقِينَ بِهَا, who don't speak Arabic. So they are made for us, yes. I only read the 3 Madina books. Perhaps you need to check out the rest of the books. Yes. The other 17 books. When I did, I never knew about these side books, by the way. This is something new which came out recently. Madina students shared and all that. I never knew. There are side books also. Back, maybe I got to know in 1920 or something. Although I started teaching Madina books, I never knew about side books. And PDFs are available and all that. We thought, what are this? Quran, Qira'ah, what is this? We never understood. There was a software also on the website, no? We can click and all that. It looks simple. So I never thought those are side books and all that. Nowadays we are getting to know, these are side books. So that time we just said 3 books, khalas. Nobody knew about this. Poetry is very tough. Voice in Qira'atul Rashida. Yes. Good you've reminded. We should start those books. Qira'atul Rashida is the next book which is most wanted list. After I finished my volume 5 of the Qisas, like this is the Indian version I found. This is the Seerah book. Qisas 5th volume is so difficult. Yeah. I'm like, why is he using so difficult? But this is Seerah. I found it lot difficult. But once we finish it, inshallah, I'll start with Qira'atul Rashida, inshallah. Inshallah, all plans, inshallah. Let's see. I usually use the PDF for both Arabic and Madina. I can get the actual books. What do you recommend I get the actual books? I've also learned through the hard way. Yeah. Get the actual books. The comprehension, or when you understand through the physical book, is something else. I might not be wrong, but subhanAllah, it might be 50% more, maybe 70% more than PDFs. From my experience. That's why I'm buying all these books. It becomes easy. Everything becomes easy. Buy the hard copy, please. Buy the hard copy, write in it. It becomes yours. Even if you don't want to read it again, write something, some notes or something, just meanings of new words, whatever, write it, use the hard copy. Even I was like, who's gonna print it out? Who's gonna waste money? But once I started, it was very slow in the starting. But once I started using the hard copy, subhanAllah, it's a life changer, just my experience. But some people like PDFs, but yeah. PDF versions are never fine to stick with. My recommendation: always buy. And once you spend money, maybe you'll not read this book today, but you'll read it someday, or maybe somebody will benefit, inshallah. I mean, Abdullah ibn Abbas cite poetry a lot to explain the verses of the Quran. Yes. Sorry, I lost. Where was I? If you read something in the Quran you do not understand, then look for its meaning in poetry of the Arabs, for poetry is the divan of the Arabs. Yeah. Sure, I agree. The story with Khaja Nafi, eminent poet, the legacy of citing poetry is to explain the Quran, preserve al-Mufassirun. Nam. The books of tafsir are filled with verses of poetry, yes, but not the modern books. Like people who started beginner, to say that, like Tafsir Muyassar, it's not with poetry. Tafsir Ibn Kathir also is not filled with verses of poetry, as much as I know. The abridged version of it. Where is it? I forgot. Misbahun Munir 1. Those are classical, yes, that's true. But those are high goals. Is it possible to get to the solution from 3 to 8? Solutions? I think they hosted the solutions on their website, but now they've taken it off. So I just have for book 3 and 4 solutions, right? I put it in the Telegram channel if I remember. So you can message me on Telegram if you don't find it. There's a channel on Telegram called Arabic Enthusiasts. In that, if you go into the description, there's Arabic Enthusiast classes. In that, there's a channel called, it's listed. I'm just, there you can find. But just message me on Telegram, inshallah, if you don't find it. Because they posted on the website, but they took it down. I have only for book 3 and book 4. If you're counting 3 to 8, that means book 5. Book 5 to 8, yeah. I have from book 5 to 8. The PowerPoint presentations. I don't have book 1 and 2 because I thought it'll be there on the website, but they took it out. I don't know if anybody has this. Book 1 and 2 from the teacher's PDF, but I can't find the rest of the books. Yeah, I have it in this thing. Madina Books are ultimate books. If we study 3 parts of it, I think we can have gym. Am I right? I know we need to study other books. Books of Sheikh. Yes. Start with the 3 books. Yeah. That's how we learn. And then go to the Quran. Aqbil ila al-Quran, inshallah. Start with the 3 books and do it properly, especially book 3. Mazid fi verbs, for example. If you do it properly, everything will open up. People don't know what books they are to do. They don't know what side books are. Books for Madina Book. Yeah, they don't know. Yeah, sure. Ustad, I would like to ask you about Islamic Open University's Arabic Bachelor degree. I said Moliu, but I also saw book which I never heard. So can you explain? Book 8? No. There's no book 8. I don't know. From what I know, they teach other books also. They teach Imam Ibn Saud books also on Islamic Open University in the bachelor's degree. They do other books also because in my bachelor's, in the last year, they had Ibn Saud's books. I don't remember. It was Ta'bir or something. And we did those books. And he taught Tuhfatu Saniya also. Najishar Ajumiya. Not everything, but yeah, mostly. So I don't know if they go to book 8. There's no book 8. There's book 4, which is book 3's half of it. I believe first sem, they do Madina book half. Second sem, they do the rest of Madina book. That's how they divide it. So 8 means book 3 itself. And then book 2, they teach it in 2 sems again. So 2 years are gone. And the last 2 years, they teach book 3 again in 2 sems. Or 3 sems, I guess. 3 mustawayat. Yeah. So that's how it is. That's why they're counting it as 8, I guess. So Arabic 101, 102, 103. And they don't handswear. They don't know Qisas Nabinia. 3 in Khilad Rasha or 3 volumes. 3 volumes. I just went over the first one. How are the other two? Qiraat Rashida has 3 volumes. I just have one, I guess. Yeah. With this YouTube channel. Which Arabic dictionary should we use? Don't use dictionaries. Don't buy a dictionary in the starting. As beginners, you should know how to search root letters. You should know dictionaries. Meaning is suspended if you start using dictionary. Like, you'll search for some word and you don't know what he's talking about. Right? So, it's Islam. Poetry is pretty difficult, but learn pretty, so that's a bonus. Qiraat Rashida. Arabic grammar book name, please. Madina Books, if you're starting out, and then go to Ajrumiya. So it's okay. Keep in mind, Lord Big Chef, we have to go with the Quran. Yes. I'm watching a brief program and following a Telegram channel. I benefit a lot. Barakallahu Feek. I once contacted you on mobile. Barakallahu Feek. Yeah. Please have a look on the website. Whose website? I forgot what you're talking about. I think Imam Ibn Saud books are better and more appropriate. Madina side books. Yes, even I'm feeling that. Madina side books, what happens is the PDFs that you got, there are many mistakes in the harakat and there are many issues there. Maybe I cannot comment about Imam Ibn Saud books as of now, but let's see. Inshallah. Inshallah. If you do both, but that good, I'd recommend Ibn Saud books. Inshallah. Let's see, inshallah. Once we start teaching that, I could get a good idea. Ibn Saud's books, because I've just gone roughly. I've not done fully or not actually taught before, because I need to get an idea before recommending anything or saying which is better than which. But I've heard that recommendation. I've heard a lot. Don't do side books, do Ibn Saud's books. Yeah, I've heard that. Following old school method, what is searching regarding starting Ilmul Balagha? Which book to start? Ilmul Balagha, like I said, Durusul Balagha. Start Durusul Balagha. Don't go to Balaghatul Wadiha. It's more difficult in my view. Start with Durusul Balagha. Sheikh Ibn Usaymin also has a sharh on it. That's what I'm teaching in my Urdu, this thing. Start with Durusul Balagha. It's so small. And it starts with Ma'ani, which is very interesting. And, you'll get to know what are the ways of Amr, what are the ways of Talab, Ghayru Talab. Yeah. Like, for example, I just opened how many ways you can give command in Arabic. You can use Fail Amr, for example, Idhab, go. Then you can use Mudare with Lam. Liyadhab, let him go, for third person. Or you can use Ismu Fi'al al-Amr. That means they use short forms. No? For example, Hayya. Hayya means what? Come. Hayya. Hayya is not actually a verb. It's called Ismu Fi'al. It's a noun which gives you the meaning of verb. And then there's Masdar. You can use Masdar also. Like Sa'yan lil Khair. So there are 4 ways of giving Amr. Now, Amr, for example, they are... It's not actually a command, right? You see it as a command, but it's not actually a command. For example, when you're making to Allah, dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you're not actually commanding Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but you use command. That's called dua, from lower to higher, right? That's called, for example, Rabbana atina fid dunya. Ati is command, but is it actually a command? You're doing dua, Rabbana atina fid dunya hasana. Or when you're requesting a friend, for example, give me this. I mean, that means please give me this. It's a request, right? Or you're maybe like Allah, it could be a threaten also. Like Allah said, "I'malu ma shi'tum." Do whatever you want. Is it actually a command? Oh, He's giving us a free reign. No. So that's what you learn in Balagha, how meaning should be understood throughout the language, or how the actual meaning, which is obvious. It could be obvious. Obviously, Allah does not say do whatever you want, right? Worship whoever you want. No, that's a warning. Do whatever you want, you will see the consequences. It could be allowance also, like before prohibition. If something comes before prohibition and there's an allowance, that means there's a command. That means He's just allowing it. So Or isbiru aw la tasbiru, that's taswiya. So you learn all these things, and it's ilm al-ma'ani is very interesting in the starting. Jumla khabariya, inshaya, and others. Start with Durusul Balagha for Balagha. I have all 3 books, slide PDFs. They were on archive, I believe. Yes. Even I have those. Yeah, I've downloaded it. IU website. Please look on the website. BA in Islamic Study, right? Islamic Online University. They made it International Open University. So I want what? Arabic, BA in Arabic language bachelor's degree. They have a master's also now. And then semester 1. Oh yeah, that's what I said. Al-Madina language 6 doesn't mean it's a textbook's name. That's just the course name, right? So yeah, so it's not this thing. I know it's like semester 7 they're teaching Kitabul Madina Sab'a, but there's no Sab'a. They're just dividing it, I believe, and maybe they're doing side books. I don't know. And then they're teaching Tuhfatul Saniya. What are they teaching in Sarf? They're not talking about. Oh, they're Adabul Andalusi. They've added Adab also in bachelor's. Oh, nice. I've never done Adab of Umayyad, the Abbasid literature. Adabul Jahili. So I think it's just a course name. It's not the book, because they generally don't mention books. Maybe except Tuhfatul Saniya and others. Nusus min al-Kutub al-Lughat al-Arabiya. Nusus min al-Kitab al-Asasi. Yeah, see, they're teaching from Kitab al-Asasi, selected Islamic texts from Kitab al-Asasi. So it's just a course name. Inshallah. It's 4 years, by the way, huh? Bachelor's. 8 semesters. Bachelor's. What are they teaching in masters? They didn't have a master's degree before. Oh, Nusus min al-Hadith al-Nabi. They're teaching Ibn Saud's books. An-Nahw al-Arabi. At-Tatawwur al-Lughat al-Shi'r al-Jahili. Maybe. Arabic literacy, literary criticism, An-Naqd. Maybe I should do it from here. Masters. Because here the masters just there's a lot of Urdu based. People say Al-Bayd Benedek is replacement of Madina Books. Should we read both books? Don't fall into that Al-Bayd Benedek is a replacement of Madina Books. It's not. It's not. Go with Madina Books. People who say that, I don't know, they realize what they're talking about. They are comparing a swimming pool, if you can, or maybe a river to an ocean. Al-Bayd Benedek is an ocean, and you're comparing just the 3 books to a river. So would you recommend going to the ocean and learn swimming there? Yeah, okay. But get ready to be, it's a high risk, high reward if you go to Al-Bayd Benedek. Like I've been teaching Al-Bayd Benedek also. People get frustrated. There's so many vocabulary thrown all the time. They get frustrated without. If you want to do Al-Bayd Benedek, at least do first 2 books, Madina Book 1 and 2. Right? Before going into that. My recommendation. Because I've seen a lot of frustration, especially in the first book of Al-Bayd Benedek. Maybe it's my method of teaching or whatever. But yeah. Allahu Alam. Yeah, do Madina Books. Yeah. Last question. I've gone through 3 books, but I feel I should increase my vocabs. What should I do? Your precious advice. First, focus. I've gone through. Start with Qisas. If you've done Madina Books properly, start with Qisas. Obviously, before the Quran. Quran should come first. Do word to word Quran. Word to word Quran. You have the Quran where words. That helps you conceptualize. Okay, this word is separate from the next word, right? And this word has a meaning. That'll help you a lot, because I remember I doing that. Word to word Quran, and then Qisas will help you to increase vocabulary. Any word for that. I come very strong when financially. I've done masters in electrical engineering. I found myself jobless, so thought of getting into further developed by interest in becoming alim. Yeah, barakallah fi. Keep going, inshallah. Are you noticing a since your vocabulary is struggling with maintaining? You have uploaded many books on your Telegram, but need to upload many more. You are requested to do so. Which books? Please let me know which books I should upload. Makes you wonder, perhaps it's bound to happen. Blindly studies and express all vocab to stick magically. Yeah, it takes time. Anything takes time. If you've done Nahu, Sarf for 3-4 times from different teachers, how much time will you access Arabic when you have already started reading Arabic text? That's a general question, no? Isn't it? That's a general question because you're saying, what do you mean by Arabic books? Right? Do you mean basic books like, for example, Durusul Balagha? There's multiple levels of Arabic books. Yeah. So start. I mean, I would suggest always making it specific. Okay, I want to do this book. Be good in this book. Get all the vocabularies. Try to understand this book. And then move on to the next. This is also an Arabic book, isn't it? But if you mean huge books, for example, this, you want to read this. Sharh Sunnah Lil Barbahari. It'll take time for you. I have Shaykh Salih Al Fawzan's sharh, this is called Ithaf Al Qari with Ta'liq ala Sharh Sunnah. But yeah, he makes it easy. So I mean, it's easy. It's not that difficult. This book is not that difficult, but you need to reach this level to go to that book. Go to the. So in Aqidah, for example, you should start with this book and then move to Qawaid Arba, then Nawaqid al-Islam, Kashf al-Shuhbat, then you'll go to Kitab al-Tawheed, then Wasitiyah, and then Hamawiyah and others, Tahawiyah, and Lumatul I'tiqad also is nice, Ibn Qudama's Al-Maqdisi. So all these 8-9 books you go through a level. Maybe if you use Anki, they should not worry about maintaining. You can focus on actually learning Arabic. How do you find Sheikh Asim's way of speaking Arabic? He has good Arabic, yeah, from what I know. He is there in Zad Academy also, no? He speaks very clearly, like his English. Yeah. His Arabic is good. Side books 2 of Madina book contains 1.5 qissas. No means surprising. Yes. Book 2 side books contains qissasul nabi. And they call it qissas. Is it good to do after Madina? Is good to do? Yeah, after Madina books you can do any book, inshallah. Yes, do Arabic bin Daik or whatever you want to do. Yes, doing Madina books is like doing 40 books, like the Sheikh himself says in one of his interviews. He compiled 40 books. People don't know how to type in Arabic and they aren't intuitive enough to figure out how to do either. Yeah, you need to learn how to type in Arabic also to use a dictionary. Yep. Also, you have to use those on-screen keyboards. History like Al-Bidayah. Oh, you mean the books? Yeah, Arabic text. Bidayah wa Nihaya is such a strong book. They don't understand how huge that book is. Don't start with Bidayah for history also. Start with Seerah books, for example. And then for history, you start with Siratul Khulafa Rashidin. I believe books of Ali as-Salabi, I believe. Work through those and then maybe you can find something specific. Like if you want to go to history, don't go into Bidayah directly. I mean, the Arabic, and there's a lot of things going on there. Yeah. So you should work towards, in any field, you should work from the basic. If you just jump, I saw a picture also somewhere. Let me find. Somebody sent me that picture. Like somebody's going through the stairs and they're trying to go through the difficult books. I think I can find in my phone. So what happens in the stair? Like the first step is here and the second step is here. You just get stuck here. But if you do small books and work your way up, you'll be more consistent also. and you will, let me show you that. Somebody sent me that. Where is it? Yeah, here it is. It was on Instagram. So for example, somebody wants to start learning, they start with Kitab al-Tawheed, and then they jump to Tahawiyah, then they go to Nukhbatul Fikr, and then they do Rawdul Mudbir. They're just names, but you realize these are huge books. Then, they want to do other books. Huge. Then they'll do Majmul Fatawa of Ibn Taymiyyah. They don't realize. I mean, it's so difficult to just do huge with Rawdul Mudbir. It's huge. But other people who go through these steps, so this guy is like this. Let's see. I don't know, with the brightness, I have to show it like this maybe. This guy is like this. These steps are like this. So now you should be like this. Small steps. Get back. I don't know. Focus is bad. But these are the small books. You start doing like this, it'll become like you learn Arabic, and then you do maybe Tuhfatul Atfal in Tajweed, then you do Usul al-Salasa, Qawaid Arba'a, Nawaqid al-Islam, Kitab al-Tawheed, Aqidah Wasitiyah, Tahawiyah, Ajrumiyah, Qatrun Nada, then maybe Alfiya, and then Bayquniyah in Hadith, Nukhbatul Fikr, Nuzat al-Nazar, Alfiyat Iraqi, then Usul al-Fiqh, you'll start with Waraqat, then Al-Usul min Ilm al-Usul, Rawdat al-Nadir, and then fiqh also like that. You'll start with small books, maybe Zad, you can go to Zad, and then Rawdul Mudbir, or Ahkam al-Hadith, you can start with Arba'een, and Umdatul Ahkam, Bulugh al-Maram, Riyadh al-Salihin. Like that, you work your ways, small levels. You just don't go and do it like that. We can find Sheikh Salih Al-Fawzan book. Do you khutbahs, Sheikh Salih Al-Fawzan? You khutbahs what? Sorry. Khutbahs Munira? It's my goal, yeah, inshallah. Inshallah. I need to know the time it will take to get there. You can reach there. It's not that impossible. You can reach there, but time, who knows? Your level of, like, who knows? Subhanallah. Time, never fix a time. How much levels you have? How much this thing you have? And buy a hard copy if you're reading Bidayah or whatever. And know that, there can be weak ahadith there, and you should know many things. You should start with Mukhtasar Bidayah. I've heard there's a Mukhtasar also, which is done for Bidayah. And modern versions have come for Bidayah and Nihaya, where they've authenticated it and done it and summarized it. So yeah, inshallah. So don't put time, inshallah. I think we've taken a long time. Inshallah, barakallahu feek. If there are any questions, inshallah, we'll take them. Well, that's it for today. Alhamdulillah, I hope it was eventful, inshallah. You've given your time. Just talking about books, love for books, kutub, yeah, library. Inshallah, make your own library. It's very nice if you're able to buy. Inshallah, and we should increase, especially in non-Arab countries, availability of books and Arabic resurgence, right? To revive Arabic, inshallah. Because once I made a quotation. Islahul ummati fitnatan. The islah of ummah is in two things: al-aqidatu sahiha wal-lughatul fasiha. Right? The correct aqidah and fasih language. Obviously, there are other things also, but yeah, this just came into my mind. Right? Two things, inshallah, we need to work towards, inshallah ta'ala. Al-aqidatu sahiha wal-lughatul fasiha. Now, barakallahu feekum, subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa ant, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Khair, barakallahu feek. Allah, see you around. keep going, keep learning. Assalamu alaikum.